stars, being a reality show cast member is a lucrative career. Hear this. Tiffany New York Pollard on House of Villains, being a classic reality TV character, her longevity, and her secret DMs with Nene Leakes. Well, the world met Tiffany Pollard on the VH1 reality show Flavor of Love. After being given the nickname New York, she competed against other hopefuls to win the heart of the public enemy hype man Flavor Flav. New York was a force to be reckoned with from the very beginning. She seemed like she wasn't quite right, and her mama wasn't quite right. She was smart, confident, competitive, and could put anyone in their place, leaving them in tears without flinching. Yep. Many years riding the subway probably influenced that capability. Pollard's star quality was undeniable and led her to other opportunities in the reality television world. The self-proclaimed HBIC proved her staying power with her shows, including I Love New York, Brunch with Tiffany, and several appearances in other shows such as Botched and Scared Famous. Earlier this year, Pollard was a cast member on BET Plus's College Hill Celebrity Edition alongside Ray J and Amber Rose. Any fan of reality television would agree that Tiffany Pollard paved the way for women of color on reality shows to be unapologetically themselves. Now, some people have criticized reality shows and their black women stars for marketing black woman rage and outrageous behavior, right? Not being ladylike and being quite fierce, coming up with like catchphrases. It certainly is marketable, but is that what you call appropriate or corrective promotion for black women? Question mark. Now, Pollard is returning to reality television as a cast member in E's reality competition show, House of Villains, where several reality stars compete for a cash prize. Recently, the reality star Queen sat down to discuss her new show. Pollard also discussed her longevity in the business and shared her favorite reality stars. Before we even get into the season, what qualifications do you feel one has to possess to be considered a villain in reality TV? Tiffany Pollard, first of all, you have to be true to yourself and not apologize for anything, and always live that truth regardless of what it makes you look like. Secondly, you have to have confidence to be able to withstand people who may not see things the way you see them. Sometimes you have to go it alone, and you just must have that strength and that confidence within. Thirdly, sometimes you have to have a strong drinking hand to have your back when nobody else can. You can't always call your mom or your brother to be there, but a good little gin and tonic can do the trick. That certainly has been a criticism of reality shows, that they give cast members maybe too much access to drinky drinks and too little access to sleep. I was not expecting that third one, but as a wino, I 100% get it. Who were you excited to be in the house with once you entered? Did you guys know who would be part of the cast ahead of time, or was it a total surprise? Tiffany Pollard, oh, he is so amazing and wonderful at keeping secrets, so of course they did not tell us a thing. But I love to be in an environment with heavyweights, so to see Omarosa there, to see Tanisha there, the women that I know that I can throw the big guns at, they can take it. I was really excited to see those larger personalities in the house, and that's just to name a few. Question: was there anyone in the house you didn't think deserved to be there? Were you like, who even is this person? Tiffany Pollard, I have to say this, and I say this with deep regret because he was so sweet and friendly, and actually the first person that I met at the entrance was Johnny Fairplay. He's so kind, and I think he even poured me a drink. His energy wasn't giving villain, it was just giving counselor, but I needed him there over time. Question, you've been on a few different reality competition shows with a cash prize at the end. So what was your strategy in playing this specific game? Tiffany Pollard, well, that's an amazing question. I'd have to say my strategy with going in is kind of how I approach a little bit of everything in life, especially when it's a competition type of situation. I try to get myself as prepared as much as possible, but then I leave this blind spot because if I don't leave a blind spot and I'm overly prepared, I know I'm going to mess it up. So in this instance, I'm like, okay, there's cash at the end. I'm going to put that on the back burner and just try to remain in the house as long as I possibly could. And if that meant making friendships and alliances and doing a little cheating, whatever it was I had to do, I tried to let that be the main focus so I could stay in the house. Question, who would you say was your biggest competition? Tiffany Pollard, my biggest competition in the house, I would say, is someone who was very, very physically strong. The brains and the brawn. Oh my goodness, it's that daggone Johnny Bananas. Something about him, he is just built for competition through and through, and he was just nailing a lot of the stuff. And it's just like, oh gosh, he's too good. Question, the super trailer shows an explosive moment between you and one of your house guests, and we always look forward to you going off when necessary. So what can you tease about that moment? Tiffany Pollard, well, you said it in a nutshell. I always go off when necessary because as the HB I see myself, I'm never going to start anything. I'm never going to be a bully. If you feel like you're going to put me on the spot, I must defend myself and defend my name and defend my feelings at the moment. I'm going to give you all that I have and then some extra to send you running and crying. So basically, that's just what it was. Question. Now, you've been part of the whole reality TV genre for quite some time, and many reality stars come and go. What would you say contributes to your specific staying power? Tiffany Pollard, I believe that I pretty much allow my audience to see myself, whatever that face may be at the moment. If I'm confident, okay. If I'm sad, okay. I'm just going to show that too. Just the flexibility of being someone that's relatable. You can never go wrong with that because so many people can relate to whatever the issue is that you may be feeling at the moment. So being perfect, I will never be that. And I think that people definitely resonate with them and they appreciate my rawness and my realness. Question. Now, aside from yourself, who's your favorite reality star? Tiffany Pollard. Besides myself, I have to say, she hit me up a little while ago. A couple of weeks ago, I believe in the DMs. We go back and forth and we share with each other. We give each other our little accolades here and there. But Nene Leakes, that's my girl. And we always big each other up and wish each other the best. Amazing. Question. Do you have a favorite reality show that is on right now? Tiffany Pollard. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. I hate that I'm on the spot right now, but I have to say whenever the Housewives are on, I'm going to watch that. Whenever Vanderpump Rules is on, I'm going to watch that. I just love when there are marathons on and I can curl my lace front wigs to them and catch up on what's going on. Question. Now, aside from you, your mother's sister Patterson has always been just as polarizing, and your fans are always wondering, how's everything with her? How's the rest of your family? But obviously, Mama always has a special place in our hearts. Tiffany Pollard. Oh my goodness, my mom is the biggest support system ever. She's doing amazing. She's always down to just help me with whatever it is I need, whether that's a shoulder to cry on or just a sounding board for me when I'm acting reckless. My mom is just such a strong, incredible woman and force in my life, and she's doing amazing. My whole entire family, we're all doing really well. We're blessed. We're praying people. That's a surprise. So glory to God. Question. There's been a surge of Black women leading the reality TV dating space. So with more women of color at the forefront of reality dating shows, would you ever consider leading another one? Tiffany Pollard. Well, I would say this. At this time, I'm in a very committed, serious, solid relationship, and I don't see that going anywhere anytime soon. Hopefully this is my forever because I don't want to have to date again. What I would say, what I would like to say with the Black women who are leading this space, I want the relationships to last. I feel like sometimes social media can get into the middle of your business and you can tear a good thing apart just by being too into the circle where you need to be on the outside. So when you find your mate, it's so important that you two have that circle of trust, and then everything else is on the opposite side of that. You can take advice, but don't let that be the thing that leads you from others. I'd like to see some staying power relationships. Question. Now, I imagine that you get approached quite often about participating in any type of reality show. So what goes into your specific selection process? Tiffany Pollard. Well, I have to say it's so funny you asked that, because when they ask me to do something, the first thing I go is, okay, how long is the duration? And do I have to stay overnight? It just depends on the area, how long, and just if it feels right to me. If something feels right, I'm like, I'm down to do it. But if something feels a little bit long or draining or just doesn't fit where I am in my mind and in my personal space right now, in my life, I go, well, I appreciate the offer, but right now I can't explore it. And there's a lot of those situations because, well, many things I get hit up for are dating opportunities, and some of them are with my mate, and he doesn't want to give up his personal life. So he doesn't want to be known. He doesn't want to be on camera. And that's what I love about him. So we turn down those couple shows a lot of the time. Question. So how do you feel like you're going to balance being a public figure and being in a private relationship? What would you say is key to that? Tiffany Pollard. Well, it's not easy. It's always going to be a struggle until I figure out that one. And that's something that hasn't been figured out all the way yet. And that is something as to why I'm not actually married at the moment, because that is the struggle. We do go back and forth with that because it's a really hard balance. How far do you allow your man to lead into what you're doing? And then you have to stay the HBIC and say, hey, I got to take these options and explore these opportunities. So that's something I still hadn't figured out yet. Question. Now, what would you say is next for you professionally? As I mentioned, you've been in this reality TV game. We've seen you in Do Brunch with Tiffany. What is your next chapter looking like in the entertainment space? Tiffany Pollard. Well, it's looking very, 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 very wonderful. I want to say at the top of next year, I will be producing the next project that I'm in. And that will be my first time coming to the table as a producer. So it's way more easy to be in the production of it all and to be hosting and things like that. So I'm really, really excited for the next chapter that will be coming at the top of January. Question. And do you feel you get your flowers for how important the whole Tiffany Pollard New York brand is to the reality TV space? Tiffany Pollard. Well, I am blessed and fortunate enough to say I do receive my flowers because I think what it is I wake up with myself every single day, and I'm with myself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So sometimes I forget who I am. So I do a club appearance, or if I go out, or if I'm in somebody's space and they remind me, oh, you're the mother of reality television. Or just recently I got a tattoo in Beverly Hills, and when the young man was finished doing it, he was like, I'm not charging you. He was like, I'm going to give you your flowers. You're the HBIC. So I thought that was so nice, but of course I gave him a really, really huge tip. But there are moments like that that remind you of how appreciated you still are. That's brilliant. Well, we look forward to the whole villain show and whatever she's got in store for us at the top of 2024, right? She's always full of surprises. And I'm sure we're going to see those surprises on House of Villains. Word.